Hello everyone! Today I wanted to let you know I used some Arteza colors, and I did adjust some of those colors using golden fluid and golden high flow acrylics. So that's one way that you can start with a base tone and then adjust accordingly using a thinner acrylic like the golden fluid acrylics. There is a link in my description box for a coupon code if you're interested in purchasing some Arteza products. Today I want to talk about transition colors. And what is a transition color? It is the colors in between that help you transition from warm to cool. A warm color would be like red, yellow, orange, and a cool color would be considered something like a green, or of course blue. Any kind of blue is a cool color, or purple, something like that. And actually even a gray can be considered warm or cool. But in general, gray is a neutral tone, and this is the color we get when we mix warm and cool together. We tend to get our mud. That's when we get gray or muddy results, when the warm or cool colors mix together inappropriately. So I'm going to try to explain this process. Now, color theory is something that takes time to understand, so this is just a quick overview. You're not going to walk away with the secrets of the universe, I don't think so. But I did want to just take a second and help you understand how I layer my paints, and I thought this painting was a perfect example. So you see, I start with gold, and then I go into the yellow. This is kind of like a buttery yellow color. And then from the yellow, I don't want to go directly into the orange, although I could because they're both warm. But what I do is I make an in-between color and to transition into the orange. And that's the one I'm pointing at right now. And then see this color? That's the transition between this color right here and the yellow. So I made an in-between color to ease the transition between the two. Now there's the dark Bordeaux kind of red that I made. Now when red mixes with blue, it makes purple. So blue and red together, they make purple. So I know that when I mix those two colors, I'm going to get a purple. And so I make a purple that has a red tone, like this one, and I made a purple that has a blue tone, like this one. So I know that when I layer those two colors, now I can add this deep, dark Payne's gray, which has a very deep blue undertone, and it's going to work. I also want to point out that black and white are also neutral colors, basically. But black and white is a combination of gray, so that makes sense. I wanted to tell you that why this may seem complicated. It's actually just following the colors of the rainbow, and so if you kind of think like that, it'll help you understand how to make those transition colors. But you can see I'm going to do a dirty pour. That means you just pour right in the center of the cup, and you pour one color right on top of the other without going down the sides to make specific rings or anything. But because I'm layering them with all the transition colors, I know that they're not going to make any weird colors like green. So I'm going to be able to do this whole pour without getting green, even though yellow and blue make green. And so you ask, how? How can we mix yellow and blue together in the same cup but not get green? Well, it's because of the way that I'm layering them and the way that I made the transition color. So you see I'm pouring blue in there, and there is yellow, but I poured the blue on top of the red because I know that blue and red make purple. So this seems complicated, and it's not necessarily an easy science. I can tell you I've been exposed to color theory many times over the course of my life, and when I was younger, I certainly did not get it. But I know what colors looked good together, and that's fine. But when you're doing this, it really is a chemistry. There really is a science to it, and it's gonna elevate your paintings to a whole new level when you begin to understand color theory and how it works. I promise you. So take some time to educate yourself on color theory and transition colors. Just start mixing two colors together to get a middle color. That middle color in there will help bridge the other ones. So in this case, I decided I really wanted more of that beautiful golden wheat color and some more of the orange and reds. So I made a second cup. This is an 18 by 24 canvas that has just been basically painted black with gesso and allowed to dry. So you can also purchase a black canvas. I just didn't have one, but in my mind, I wanted it to be black. So I made a second cup that is actually milk paint mixed with house paint. So I'm just starting to get into understanding milk paint and how it works. And I've had some pretty cool results. This painting is no exception. Look at how pretty. I love this. I loved this so much that I went and got my camera after this, because you know how sometimes you pour out the cup and then you're just like, oh, I don't even want to tilt it. It's so pretty. In this case, of course, I have to tilt it. I have to. There's too much paint on there. And unfortunately, that's what happens with most of us. But look at the beautiful, gorgeous white cells that are slowly growing and popping through. Something that Gina DeLuca taught me in watching her videos is if you don't want to break the shape of those beautiful cells, you need to tilt very slowly. So I did. And that is a great piece of advice right there. I'm adding more of the milk paint formula and then some black paint around there because I realize I don't want to stretch the whole thing off of the canvas and lose some of the gorgeous patterns that I've created and some of the beautiful cells that I've created. So I used that outer ring of paint to help move the other paints along the canvas without stretching too much. So if you can believe it, this is sped up like 8 times. That's how slow I was going. It's crazy now because it looks like I wasn't even doing anything, but my patience in this painting truly paid off because the cells, those big pebble-looking cells that I actually ended up getting, they all stayed intact even though I did tilt. So I broke out my blow dryer. If you are going to use it, I suggest you use it on a cool setting. So mine was on high as far as the fan speed goes, but on cool. because you don't really want to set your paint up or burn your paint in any way. So that's one way to kind of avoid that. I really liked the effect that the blow dryer gave. Sort of all those beautiful bubbles. You'll see me do that a lot, turn my painting different directions. It's important that you do that when you're painting, because we see different things when we turn the painting. We will see different patterns, we will see different compositions, and it's important to turn your work. Sometimes it's important to just step away from your work and take a break. Take a 5-minute break and see, when you come back, you have fresh eyes to see something different. I love this painting. I love the way it turned out. It's so bold. It's so bright. It's so dynamic. There's so much movement and beauty and power in this painting. I absolutely love the way it turned out. And so I also want to just take a second, like always, to say thank you for watching Heather Mader Art. I appreciate all of your comments so much. I do read every single one, even if I don't respond. And it means so much to me that you guys are understanding the message that I'm sending in my videos. I appreciate it. If you want to support my channel, I would love that. One way to do it is to purchase artwork. We need to support each other. So, definitely buying some artwork from another artist is a great way to do that if you see anything that you love. Another way to support my channel is there's a link in the description box to my PayPal. And if you'd like to give me a donation to keep my channel going, I would love that and appreciate it so much. So I can keep bringing you lessons and enjoyment and hopefully some peace in a very busy world. And that's one thing I really strive for, is I want my videos to be fun and relaxing and helpful and genuine. I think that's a big thing for me, is just the genuineness of my art. I'm sharing something very personal with all of you. So thank you so much for coming along this journey, this painting journey. Look at those cells. Oh my gosh. I love the way those turned out. And then those big pebble cells that came through. This painting is really special. And I don't have any pictures of it, but it dried almost exactly the same. So thank you so much for watching, you guys. And as always, I can't wait to make more art videos just for you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so I can make more art videos for you.